Hey guys, it's Ben from Tribal Edge, and I just want to thank you for taking some time to check out our free 21-day offer. Um, so I'm kind of curious how this is going to go. I have an idea, but it's really kind of an experiment. So thank you for being guinea pigs, and we'll just see what happens here. This first session of the 21 days, basically, let me just tell you what this program is about. So this is kind of a preparation for preparation. This is a practice run, and really I see this as kind of a chance to kind of take some steps before my Healthy Foundations program, which is an 8-week course. So this 21-day thing is an exercise in learning how to create change in your life. And a lot of training will require some change. And so, change actually is something you get really good at. So for 21 days, we're going to add a little thing. I'll add one piece after another, and there'll be some exercises, and you're welcome to play at whatever level you want. And hopefully you'll get something valuable out of it. You can also give me some feedback and let me know what you think, as far as if this is working for you, or if you can hear me, or whatever. So I'll be posting this on the Facebook group. In fact, that's probably where you're watching it right now. And so let's just check it out and give it a shot. So the place I want to start is really kind of just looking at the idea of change. And specifically, many of you have probably heard the idea it takes 21 days to form a new brain pattern, or a new habit is kind of what's said. And so, as I've been researching that and really thinking about that, exploring that, what I've discovered is that's not really true. So the 21-day thing came from, I believe it was Maxwell Maltz, a guy who he's a scientist and actually a plastic surgeon who did research with his patients. And what he discovered is it took about 21 days for people to start to accept the changes to their face or their body as normal. So I find that really interesting that, we think of it's turned into the 21-day to form a new habit thing. But, it's really what he was discovering was that it took about 21 days for people to get comfortable with a change. And so off of that, I kind of been inspired to think of habits as really just getting good at change. Because, for one thing, it's a little more powerful because we can look at a habit as something that's just entrenched and we have no choice and we're just doing this no matter what. Whereas a change is something that can happen spontaneously. It's like a difference, making a distinction in your life. So when we think of habits in terms of choice and change, then things get kind of cool because choice is really fluid. It's like super spontaneous and super available at all times. Whereas a habit seems like, okay, I have no choice. This is just who I am now, right? And really hard to break. But I've also found personally, it's not hard to change. It's not hard to create a new, quote, habit. That is, make a choice if everything's lined up and if I'm in total alignment behind that choice and I'm really motivated to do it. It's actually not hard. You just kind of do different, and that's where it is. So that's what we're going to be looking at is this idea of a habit is really nothing more than just a choice that you're really comfortable with making. But every time you do it, you do have a choice. Now, sometimes that choice has become unconscious, depending on its depth, or it's how much you've practiced. But to me, that changes everything when we think of a habit not as a stuck ingrained thing, but actually just as a choice that we practice a lot. So another thing we're going to be kind of looking at is looking at choice and change at a holistic way, which to me means basically looking at several levels, basically as many perspectives as possible, meaning angles or areas, as well as many levels as possible. Whenever we look at something like that, it ends up being a pretty holistic perspective. So what we're going to do, I guess, right now and for this week, I'm used to doing week-long chunks. For this day, is to just do an assessment of your world and take a little time to just reflect on areas of life and whether it's your behavior, your lifestyle, your health and wellness, any area of life, or all areas of life, and just look at where you are longing for some change in your life. What would you like to choose differently, or where would you like to choose differently, and how would you like to practice that and get better at that? So that's really just the first step. Like I said, I'm going to be adding a bunch of steps and a bunch of little things to practice, and my intention is really that you become good at making choices or change, which is just kind of a choice again and again, more so than trying to rip out an old habit and install a new one. Let's just get good at choosing. So starting with exercising these different little muscles and taking these little steps, this first one being, what are some areas within your own life that you would like to see a change? So that's it. Take inventory. What I'll be doing for the program's sake is, in case you can't think of something or you're not quite getting it or something, I'm going to give some examples, and I'm basically going to use the category of health and wellness because it does set us up for the training. And so I'm going to give you some little steps, little exercises to try installing in your life as we move along. And or you can do your own thing. You can find an exercise you want to do that corresponds to the theme that we're focusing on. So I guess that's it for now. Don't want to take up too much time since we're doing this every day. Some of these will be in video form. Some of them will be in probably just a written post, but I encourage you to jump in and give it a shot. Thanks for watching. See ya.